Contradiction number 2 concerns the same heavy band of domestic punitive restraint vis-a-vis the prices of crude oil. As a nation, we are tripping over ourselves, rushing to pay OPEC producers up to $12 and $13 a barrel, whereas domestic producers are selling over 60% of their crude oil at less than half that price. Any suggested price rise for domestic oil results in tremendous outcries of protest. But OPEC can decree any measure of price hike it pleases, and it will be accepted without meaningful protest, because we have no alternative. Contradiction number 3 deals with the stream of political rhetoric directed at energy producers, exhorting them to explore and produce more so that the nation could move toward independence. I call it rhetoric because there is no understanding or substance to it. As I have indicated, we have a lot more energy resources in the U.S. still to be uncovered, but development is going to require higher prices. Without higher prices, the various alternative energy sources, such as solar energy, oil from shale, gasification of coal, liquefaction of coal, nuclear fission, will not get very far. Contradiction number 4, rhetoric, again, from our elected instant energy experts in Washington, this time regarding conservation. Like motherhood and the flag, this is a tremendously safe political topic, as long as you don't legislate any down-to-earth conservation measures, and there haven't been any, except for the rather widely ignored 55-mile-an-hour speed limit. But we're not going to have gas rationing, mandated thermostat levels, or any other sobering legislation, for the simple reason that it might be too inconvenient. Americans are not ready to give up any aspect of their hard-won standard of living, and our politicians, who should know better, are not going to endanger their constituency ratings by posing challenges. There are a great many other contradictions in our energy policy, which is a contradiction in itself, because we have no energy policy. Consider the concern about world food supplies and the related fertilizer shortage. An important ingredient in a great many fertilizers is ammonia. You need natural gas to produce ammonia, but many fertilizer plants cut back production this winter because of natural gas restrictions. Now we have the natural gas, but it's mainly in the ground. Get it? It's like Catch-22, isn't it? The sum of it is a lot of talk in the last Congress and in the present one too, about price rollbacks, more controls, more taxes, further punitive legislation, like withdrawing oil depletion allowances, all directed at fat cat vulnerable energy companies. Bottled, the hot air and political rhetoric might have solved our energy problem, but the fact of the matter is that all the words and acts of Congress last year did not produce a single added barrel of crude oil or a single added MCF of gas or a single added ton of coal. I don't want you to think that I'm copping a plea up here today. Energy companies are not altruistic entities. We operate on a profit basis, or we don't operate at all. But we are in touch with world developments in energy, and our basic products, services, and expertise are very directly related to the fuels that are essential to industrial and agricultural production, which means employment, food, and ultimately international strength and leadership. Seriously, we fear a dangerous kind of isolationism in the convenience psychology of Americans and their elected representatives. There is, and there has been for some time, a formidable threat to the energy-dependent economies of the Western world. Our response as a nation has been inadequate. Since the oil embargo of 1973, we have not made any real progress toward energy self-sufficiency. We are too busily engaged in local appeasement politics, for one thing. And in fact, it's just too inconvenient to even acknowledge that a real threat exists in the world out there. So we'll keep on enjoying the New England foliage and enjoying our excess tons of convenience packaging, never realizing that one day we might have to burn those leaves and empty containers in order to keep warm. I hope that day never comes, but hopes by themselves are not very productive. $140.